You can make the walls curved or straight. This is actually a staff path here, but there's not much point in having any windows along here. So because this is the staff side of things, we can put this in maybe here.
Now, Bernie takes safety very seriously at his zoos, so we should probably make sure those tigers can't jump out of their habitat, don't you think?
Maybe.
The way we'll do it is by changing the height of the habitat's barrier. Okay then, you should start by double-clicking the habitat barrier, which will take you into barrier editing mode. Great. Now highlight the entire perimeter of the habitat. You can do that by clicking and dragging the barrier selection tool. Now you've got all of the perimeter selected, you can increase the height of it by clicking and dragging the barrier height tool.
Nice and easy, innit?
You'll want to make sure it reaches a minimum height of 4 meters. Okay, that's the habitat boundary complete, the habitat gate in place, and most importantly, the tigers won't be able to jump out of it anymore. I think it's time we adopted those tigers.
Really? Okay. We're putting them straight in. Okay, apparently we are.
Whilst our trusty caretakers collect and deliver the tigers, let's take a look at preparing the habitat for their arrival.
Okay.
We'll start with the basics. Add a suitable feeding station for them.
So a lot of things on here are similar to Planet Coaster. Got a flattened terrain thing on there.
This time, instead of adding a water bowl, let's try something different.
Okay.
Some animals need a pool in their habitat
Okay.
so they can go for a swim, but they
Right.
can also use it to drink from. All you have to do is make sure the banks of the pool have a gentle slope so they can easily get a nice, refreshing drink. There's already a pool excavated, but you still need to fill it with water. You should do that by going into terrain and selecting the water tool.
It's in the same place as Planet Coaster, so it's nice. Problem is, because of where that barrier is, it's not letting me make water very
Yes, that'll do nicely.
deep.
Of course, just like the warthogs and ostriches, these tigers will also need some enrichment. Why don't you add some suitable toy and food enrichment items into their habitat?
So we've got enrichment items here. We've got a pumpkin and a rubbing pad. Let's pop the pumpkin over there. Have the rubbing pad up this way, maybe. And again, Z will just rotate things as it does
Okay, it's really starting to take shape.
in Planet Coaster.
Now,
I didn't place
the
that.
tigers will need a shelter in their habitat so they can hide from the guests, or more likely the bad weather. Although given that we're in England, you might want to think of that just as normal weather. Go on, add a shelter to their habitat. You can either build one from various suitable bits and bobs, or if you like, just pop down the blueprint that I've already built for you.
Yeah, all right. A horrible blueprint, lady. I don't know why you picked it. It's horrible.
Oh, poor Dabs. I'm sure it can't have escaped your attention that the tigers look a bit miffed. That's because they aren't too keen on the type of terrain in their habitat. Select a tiger and bring up its information panel.
You can see plants.
Right,
Okay.
so click on the terrain tab. That way you can view the terrain information and see how they feel about the different types of terrain. That'll tell you what the tigers need more of or less of in this habitat.
But it's saying that it wants more soil
Open the
and less
terrain
grass long.
editing tool, select painting, and give them some more soil.
So
Yes,
it's as
that
easy
should
as
help with the habitat part of their welfare.
it's as easy as just doing that. So you then make some of the grass into soil, and the soil bit goes up, the grass long bit goes down. We're missing some grass short as well now. So let's get this soil sorted. The grass long is there or thereabouts. Let's make some into grass short.
Right then.
There we
All
are.
animals need
Everything's in
plants
green.
and trees from their own biome or continent. You know, deserts, savannas, Eurasia, Europe, that sort of thing. It looks like these tigers need a few more plants in their habitat. To get a perfect fit, use plants from the rainforest and temperate biomes that are native to Asia. Although if you have to, you can get away with using just one or the other. The tigers will also want a certain amount of their habitat to be covered by those plants. To find out which plants to use and how many, select a tiger and go to the Environment tab.
Okay.
Now, as you can see, some of the plants currently in the habitat aren't quite right for the tiger.
These
like
two.
the wattle bushes. You can remove them if you want.
Yeah. So basically,
You can find all of the plants you need in the
Stop
nature
talking.
section, and you can use the filters to only show the types of plants you want to see. In this case, that's plants from the rainforest or temperate biomes.
tropical or temperate. So basically, when you put plants in, it'll tell you which ones they like and which ones they don't. It's difficult to work out. So these are from tropical, okay? But some of these they might not like. It's really, really hard to work out. When you put something down, it will tell you. So that's all right. They like the banana palms, so let's put some more of these in. Make a bit of a wooded area over here. Oh, and there were a couple of plants that they didn't like. So this wattle bush, for example, let's get rid of that. So that one is that there. Get rid of those yellow things. What else don't you like, tiger? What else don't you like? You don't like the acacia tree. Okay, well, where's that? That's that one. Get rid of that. But it's difficult to work out what they do like and what they don't like, because it doesn't tell you beforehand which bits are ones that they're keen on. So but it is very, very similar to Planet Coaster. So, you know, putting things down is very, very quick and easy. You can rotate them the same. You press Z, just move them around. You can press Shift to move them up and down. How about a bird's nest fern? These are quite small here, aren't they? Let's see how the animals are doing. So let's have a look at one of those. They like the bird's nest fern as well. The plant coverage is coming up. So let's carry on with that. This is small. Let's have a couple of large ones. In fact, let's have some large ones around the back of this. I don't think the plants look quite as good as they do in Coaster yet. But again, you know, this is beta. It'll all change, won't it? It'll all change. Plants is coming up. We want some more ground cover, really, don't we? Elephant ear plant. Have some of these. Let's have a spot around here. You keep getting these bits where it's thinking about things, and I don't know whether that's just my machine because I'm running OBS and I'm streaming as well, so it might be that. Hey, there we go. Everything's gone green.
They say the good fences make good neighbors. I guess that's doubly true when one of the neighbors is a Bengal tiger. Still, those tigers look so happy that I doubt they'd leave, even if you did poke a hole in their fence. Oh, but for heaven's sake, don't test that theory.
I won't mind the water being
Right,
deeper.
Let's head over
It
to
does
the
go
Indian
deeper.
peafowls. I've been told that we need to improve their social welfare.
I've found that the water actually works better in this than it does in Planet Coaster, so you can actually make it deeper. I think it's because I've put the wall really close here, and it won't let me adjust it now because we have to go and do the peafowls. But yeah, when I've seen these before, it does work. The paths are also an awful lot better in this than they were in Planet Coaster. Making paths now is brilliant. It really is. It really is.
Now
Just
then,
seems to be
just find
better.
one of the peafowls and select them to open their information panel. Then we can have
Hello.
a good gander at how they're doing.
Okay.
Although technically, I suppose gandering would just be for geese.
Too few adults in
Expand
animal
their
social
social
group.
welfare, and we can get a bit more detail.
The nutrition's fine.
Now, they've clearly got
Social's
plenty
not
of
good.
space, and they're not stressed, but it looks like their social group isn't quite right. So let's find out more. Click on the social tab at the top of their information panel to see what's wrong.
Adult
Right,
population.
as you can see, the peafowls need their population to be larger. To solve this little problem, you'll need to adopt 3 more female peafowls. Well, off you pop to the animal market. Good work on those peafowls. I expect they'll be delivered soon.
Yep.
But sadly, it sounds like our snow leopard is a bit grumpy. Let's head over there and see what's wrong with her.
Okay. That it? Is that all I'm doing on the old peafowl? Where's the snow leopard gone? Snow leopard? Anybody? There we are. Way over here. Okay. To way at the back. Hello.
Just like people, animals can suffer from stress if things aren't quite right.
Aw.
You know, like when you see someone put in the milk before the tea bag. In the case of these snow leopards, they're a bit stressed by their lack of privacy. You can lower their stress levels by swapping out the normal glass barriers for one-way glass. It's not a cheap option, but I think they're worth the expense, don't you?
Yep.
This will give the snow leopards somewhere to go when they want to get away from the prying eyes of the guests.
Okay. The problem I found with this is it's difficult to tell. So if you go to the barrier, there's this option for one-way glass. You click on it.
Of course, when an animal isn't in its natural biome, it's probably going to be too hot or too cold. Unsurprisingly for the snow leopards, it's too hot. Even with the terrible British weather. You should help cool it down by adding some coolers to their habitat. But let's start by opening up the temperature heat map and having a look-see at the temperature in the leopard's habitat.
So this is a good tool down here. This little radar in the bottom left. You can switch it on or off or just click on it. And it gives you things like
As you
the
can see, we
temperature.
already have one cooler in there.
Cooler.
Let's pop some more down and get as much of the habitat as chilly as we can. Luckily for us, this habitat already has power, but you'll need to make sure of that in the future. Just so you know, if any part of a habitat is powered, then the whole habitat will be powered.
Okay. Get one in there.
You can find heat maps for all sorts of helpful things, so do be sure to explore them and make good use of them.
It is. It's a very good tool, that little thing
It'll
down there.
take a little while for the temperature to adjust once you've added coolers or heaters, but now we've got the coolers in, we can address the leopard's terrain welfare. You see, what the leopards really want in here is snow and rock, so let's make that happen.
Well, where is my leopard? Let's have a look. So she wants not enough. There's too much grass. Not enough rock, not enough snow. So we can do that. So we're going to do terrain. Good. Right, there we go. Snow. So wherever those coolers are, it will stay cool around there. You can see that the nice chilly in there as well. There are bits, so I'll try and join those up, but you'll see it thaws there in between the snowy areas. It'll thaw. So where the coolers don't quite get to.
All of that should give you a pretty good understanding of how
I've
to
not
make
put
animals
the rock
happy.
in yet.
So I'd like you to go and check on all the other animals in the zoo and fix up any issues with their habitats. That'll increase the average welfare of the animals across the whole zoo. And that average welfare is a very important statistic. Now, to quickly see how all your animals are doing in the zoo, you should go into zoo management and then into the animals section.
Zoo management, animals.
As you can see, this list shows you the animals' overall welfare. So if something's amiss, then you can quickly pop over to them using the locate button. Right, I'm off for a cuppa while you make sure all the animals are well looked after.
Common warthog. How do I find it? That one, I presume. What's wrong with you? Is it this one? Nutrition's poor. Hydration's poor. Have we got power over here? Power? Where's the electricity thing? There's power to the water thing. Switch that off. Habitat. Food and water. We want a water bowl, really, don't we? Another water bowl in here, maybe? Look, there's a water bowl. There's 2 water bowls. Have I got enough staff? Is that why we're... have a look. Can't place them there. You have to place them randomly on the path, but not in the enclosure. Now, water bowls. Fill the water bowls up. People are going, ew. Why? What's up with them? Look. There should be plenty of water now, guys. It looked like they just hadn't been filled. Water. You should have water now. You can get different types of places to sleep for the animals. So you can make your own. Like that. That looks sort of artificial, but looks alright. And you can also make your own. So I've seen some out of rock with the bedding inside.